know what I really did. Block on fire, but I'm chilly chill. On the real, I can take your words really real. Try to tell her one day I'll be a millionaire. Slip up, get caught, get 100 years. Tough love, made his mom cry 100 tears. Either niggas getting out or they gone in. It's me against the world, yeah, I'm all in. In the bank, smelling like Bob Marley. Told my girl I'll be home in the morning. I was plotting, now it's going to get the money. My side bitch, that's a whole nother story. Not too many niggas make it out New Orleans. Never hating if they did, I applaud them. Stay safe, got the face they're recording. I'm hood rich, still rocking Air Forces. All they know is Mardi Gras and coffins. All I see is second lines and coffins. Phone ringing off the hook, they calling. Trap phones, they jumping like Jordan. Niggas bag up bricks on a regular. Niggas emptying them clips on a regular. Bunch of cowboys riding with a heckler. When a good nigga get killed, that's self up. Probably why them niggas' hearts stay frozen. No love for a bitch like Goldie. Hoes tell me I'm a dog like Rover. From the hood where the cops they patrolling. Glenwood with the rats and the roaches. Call a plug, get them packs up in motion. On the block with the snakes and the vultures. Rode the tree, yeah, my life a roller coaster. Back to the hood like I never left it. Cops pull us over X21 questions. Living up in hell, wonder will I get to heaven. Lost in the sauce, sad style for directions. Late with the bill, granny gave it to the reverend. I don't give a fuck, feeling like Machiavelli. Trapped in a trap man, trapped in a belly. Get a beast with a young nigga selling. Route.
I won the rock right now. I put my whole alliance and we all Bronx fan. Took up off the Cisco with the Figueroa links. Counting on the moolah and the Diamante Sphinx. Dragging on the reapers, got my soul high for weeks. I think I see five, put the mag under the seats. We living like it's dynasty with custom made juice. One chief blazing Cincy, I need to get loose.
Foxes into the low underworld. Pinchigo walls and naked cities under sniper's moon. The house of bamboo with China's love, acupuncture. Menage a trois, the French connection is the satin prince. My Sharia more meditate, 7-7 heaven. On cloud 9 contact, Minnesota fest. Let them dream of the satin city. When the Dewano's moon shine as fine as Hollywood. How we do.
Yeah, coach with me in the Vega, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling. Coach with me in the Vega, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling.
Yeah.
Anything rolling around town, swerving in the suburban thing with brains. So under the wheel, 45 clock produce some junk. Spin on the rolling up blunts, I'm in the shake.
Are you ready for this?
Okay, now, man, oh man, respect. Welcome back to Smitty's Corner, aka the Lighthouse _301. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know how we rocking out. So, I got some thoughts on my mind, man. I got some thoughts on my mind because of certain events that have been taking place. A lot of things have been happening, and I got some things to say. And I also have, a nice reaction video I want to give my nice little take on. Okay. All right. So remember, I want everybody to remember how I was speaking about Man Baby Summer in full bloom, right? Y'all remember that, right? We talking about Man Baby Summer in full bloom. You know what I mean? Respect. Y'all already know what it is up in the building, man. Shout out to the family, man. I appreciate everybody in this bad boy for stopping through. Shout out. Much respect to you. You already know what it is. We're going to be talking about some things I feel is very controversial. You, young lady, you right there. That's right. You keep your ass right here because I got some things to say. That's right. All right, that's how we do this right here. All day in the paint. Y'all already know what it is. Much respect to the family. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get to this, man. So I got some stuff I want to talk about. So we're going to start off with the first segment, which this is, what is this, like 2 hours and 40? I'm not going through no 2 hours and 40. We're going to get through like the portion in which I believe is more, you know what I'm saying, in accordance to what I want to speak about. And what I want to speak about is freedom of speech. So some of you may already know where I'm getting ready to go. I actually want to talk about that because I'm actually concerned. And if you have a voice yourself, if you actually get out here and you talk yourself, you should actually be concerned too. So what I want to do is I want to pull something up, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to point out the key factors in which I personally am paying attention to. Okay. Because you're going to hear everything else from everybody else, right? You smell me now? Respect. But what I'm about to do is I'm going to make sure that I point out the factors that I personally see. All right. I want to talk about this. This is just going to be for a moment. Then we're going to get to a real good discussion. We're going to talk about Man Baby Summer in full bloom. That's the main, that's the meat and bones of it. But I got something to say about this. I got my own little take, and I ain't even going to hold us. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. We about to get to it. What's the time? The time right now is 6:06 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank everybody so much for tuning in. All right. So let's listen to what people have to say about this man's assassination. It was an assassination. Let's listen to. We are in a very, very dark, scary place right now. If ever I have seen the devil at work, it will be now. And I'm going to say why. Let's go.
If they kill me on Friday, bury me on Sunday, mourn for me Monday.
Hold on, because I don't know about that music. I just want to get to this right here. This is what I want to get to. So let's all right, my bad, y'all. All right, so let's
God. It's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it.
Problem. That's a huge problem. Guess what? The fact is this. He had an ideology in a certain direction. Now, let's say the direction was up. Let's say it was down. Let's say it was left. Let's say it was right. The fact is, he had a certain direction in which he had an ideology and simply a thought on. Okay? I want us to recognize how far gone we are. Like, look, at the end of the day, like, bump all of that, whatever you disagree with, whatever it is he spoke about, talked about, and everything else. Like, I want us to look at how far we will go. And I'm going to give my piece on how I really see this whole thing, because it's sickening. Like, this is real sick. This is going way too far. Okay? Because at the end of it all, he wasn't like a Sim Laden, you know the name I'm saying. He wasn't a Boudin Hussein. He wasn't a Boudin Hussein. He wasn't, he's not literally a Scruton. Okay, all right. Try to keep up with me on these names because I don't know how they rocking over here on this. He's not like he actually. See, this is my thing, man. I get up here every day and I talk. I get up here every day, or at some point at this point, and I talk. You do too. You get up here and you talk. You got something to say. It absolutely, honestly terrifies me to know that this is how far we going. I need y'all to recognize how easily and quick. Y'all ever heard of a copycat? Yeah, when it comes to like crime and like deletions. Do you not know how this could cause a ripple effect? And there will be many copycats who now, when it comes to seminars, I will hope that they keep the security more beefed up now. I hope they would treat it more like 9/11. Why? Because at the end of the day, you could disagree with what somebody has to say, but when the cameras turn off and the lights is off and all of us are done screaming at each other and we all go back to our little quarters, you have people who love you. I'm going to say that again. When all the lights are off and we all disperse and go back to our quarters, you have people who love you. You got a whole family. You got aunts, uncles, cousins, everything. You know, a mom and dad, possibly, depending on who you are, age-wise, everything. You got a whole collective of people who actually really care about you. And to think that we're so far gone in all of this to the point where it's like, hey, you know what? He had a certain rhetoric that I didn't agree with. So you know what? F the fact that that was a whole effing father who now has 2 daughters who got to wake up like holidays on the way. Y'all know that, right? Because it's back to school. He ain't going to be there to help him with the Halloween costumes. He ain't going to be there to carve the turkey. He not, listen, I'm talking about, listen, when you strip away everything, take away the fact that he had his political ideology in view and direction, which was red to the right, you know what I'm saying, conservative, all that whole nine, right? Forget the fact that you didn't agree with the fact that he doesn't agree with, let's say, the colorful community. All right, so let's strip all of that away and let's just make him a man again, because I don't know how we forget that all of us are simply just that. We're just men and women who just have a thinking process and we have our own lives. And you got all these people who have so much to say. And all you did was just speak your mind. Your daughters now have to grow up. Your sons, your daughters and sons, your family. Lord knows how many people were employed because of him. The whole nine. I need us to think about this right now. Strip away everything that you're thinking about. That's scary. You want to know why? Because if I ever or you ever got big enough, the same thing, that same target would be on you. It would just be coming from a different direction, but it's the same bullet. Yo, this is not a cool time right now. This is not something to celebrate. How the hell do we, especially in this space or anywhere else, how do we get up here and talk so much about how, you know what I'm saying, fathers aren't in their daughters' lives? I don't care what group, race, whatever. Now, when it comes down to certain topics and certain circumstances, y'all already know how I'm rocking. You know how I'm stepping. So we ain't even about to get into all of that. My track record speaks for itself. But I'm going to be real with you. I honestly am really concerned about this whole mentality. And with that being said, everybody, let's give a big, warm welcome to the First Lady stepping in the building. Shout out to the First Lady in the building. So let's go ahead and get back to it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 6:14 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's keep on rocking out.
And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
Yes. Try not to.
Hold on. So someone had to do it. Do what? Do what? And why? What cause was really made? All right, wait. I see. I really want us to think about something right now. Okay. Like a week from now, Now that he's gone, unfortunately, considering he's a father and a husband, and he is somebody who has a family and loved ones, we've become too numb. You know, I got a saying that goes, what don't kill you will make you stronger, right? I got a saying that goes, what don't kill you will make you stronger. But I also added my own piece, and I'm going to reiterate for the umpteenth time now. What don't kill you make you stronger, but it can also make you callous. This right here is the numbing effects of mainstream media and the fear mongering. And then you need to be on this side or that side. Don't have a thought for yourself. That's where all of this is coming from. We're numb. We are numb. And it bothers me because you right here, my love, you have a voice. Beloved, you have a voice. Beloved, you have a voice. My G, you have a voice. Beloved, you have a voice. My G, you have a voice. Every last one of us is subjected to the exact same treatment that he got. I don't give a damn what side of the aisle you stand on and or sit in between of. If you get big enough and if you have a voice that is loud enough in the eyes of people, and the fact that we are so emotional now, this right here can happen to you. Let's keep on listening to the reactions of this shit.
To get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No, I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life.
No. What? So if you could stop daughters, two young white girls just like you, from being fatherless, would you? No. And you know what people say? His kids are better off without him. I'm going to say that again. People say that his kids are better off without him. That's how sick and far gone we have gone into this bullshit.
Because I hate you coward ass niggas. You a punk ass nigga.
Now, a lot of people will sit up here and say, well, Smitty, why are you defending him? I'm not defending him. I'm defending his position as a man and a human being on planet Earth. I'm defending the position of everybody is somebody's somebody. Because the fact is that there are a whole bunch of things that are taking place, and you gonna think it's reality, but whole T, it ain't nothing but.
Life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Wow.
People are evil, bro. Benton Profits, for example, says, well, 100% he was white. Charlie Kirk got killed by a white man. And then he hits us with the laughing emojis. Oh, man. It's crazy, bro. I'm looking at all of these people that literally are posting evil stuff and basically wishing for his death. This is wild, bro. This is so wild what some of y'all are saying.
My sadness when I heard the news has been overcome with anger. I'm very angry that you had a guy that dedicated his life to taking the ideas that we all believe in and bringing them to inhospitable environments, the college campus. You know, people talked about him running for office. He could have gotten elected to some red legislative district. He wouldn't have had nearly the impact. He chose to go in the places where he knew he was going to get pushback. But he was dedicated to this idea that, you know what? I have a right to speak my mind. I want to change your mind. You can ask me tough questions. I'm going to be respectful.
Look, let me say something right now. I think a lot of us need to recognize that we could be somewhere like, I don't know. Let's just say the mascot is the bear. And where the mascot is the bear, you can have chemicals placed on a doorknob just for speaking out. And you can come home and all of a sudden you try and figure out why you got radiational poisoning. Listen, there are a lot of other places where you don't have the freedoms and the liberty to be able to speak. What I'm saying is, I am so thankful for YouTube. I'm thankful for Instagram. I'm thankful for Facebook. I'm thankful for the telephone. I'm thankful for television. Believe it or not, yes, I'm saying it. I am thankful for the technology of distant communication. I'm actually thankful for these things. You see? And, you know, when we know that for the longest, when we have said, like, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you've heard somebody say this in America? Unless it was like an all-white rally. But like real talk, I'm talking about even with us, like when is the last time you've heard us say home of the free? And I think that we like exaggerate that term as well as we underestimate it all in one. We exaggerate it and exacerbate it and make it more than what it is. But we also underestimate it and we don't utilize it and we don't recognize how valuable it is in the same breath. All in one, somehow or another. Okay? I want us to really, really think about that. Yo, there are places where they limit your internet. Like, for example, let's take TikTok, right? All right, watch this. TikTok started in China. Guess what? TikTok is allowed to be over here in America, but in China, you are not allowed to have TikTok. I want you, let alone make money off of it. I want you to recognize the true freedoms in which we have here. We really, truly are beyond privileged. We are exalted, but we don't see it. And then what we do is we get in our feelings and we get our panties in a bunch and we get our boxers in a knot. And then we start to doing a whole bunch of extra stuff. And little did we recognize in that moment while we're responding and saying everything that we're saying on Twitter and on social media and everything else, you're forgetting that you're talking about somebody's loved one. But then if it happens to you, you want to get online and start bitch moaning and complaining and crying about how the world is so terribly aggressive and angry and mad at you. It's cool when they do it. I mean, it's cool when you do it, but it's something about when they do it, it ain't right. Let's go.
Full and civil. but I'm going to tell you what I believe. And that's what he was doing when he got assassinated for political purposes. So I think he left a big legacy. Obviously, it's going to shatter the family, but this is a big wound for this nation because a Republican government cannot endure if we cannot have.
No. So we're going to stop it right there. Not a Republican government, no form of leadership, no form of anybody who really has direction to guide the people can get that done if it's that easy for them to be snuffed off. It ain't about Republican. It ain't about Democrat. The last time I checked, it's about all 50 states and the collective of the people who encompass the 50 states. All right. So we talking about the people. Let's keep going.
Have situations where it's safe to disagree, where you can actually go and give a different perspective. But we've seen people get shut down on college campuses. We've seen violence not approaching this level on college campuses. And then this event, I think, really gets to the heart of whether Republican government can long survive. So I'm very angry at what happened.
No. Whether or not true leadership will be able to thrive and survive. Those who actually not only have a voice, but have a direction and a trajectory in the voice in which they speak from. Those who actually stand in true 10 toes all the way down in the conviction of what it is that they say, but they not only just say it, they have the discernment and the foresight to be able to execute the plan. It destroys all of that. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care what color you are. Not right now. This is one of those moments. Let's go.
Today, obviously, they got to catch this guy, and we need a very quick death penalty prosecution. I don't want to see this take forever and a day. We need justice for.
All right. So let's go ahead and do it. All right. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to the Cellulite Podcast. Make sure you go subscribe. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and shift gears. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at something right here. We're going to look at something right here. You know, when I talk about Man Baby Summer in full bloom, it doesn't just come in the form of my people. Comes in the forms of all kinds of people. So let's go ahead and let's listen to this, man. Again, shout out to my man Ant CEO. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to CEO. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna look at this. Hold on now. Let me make sure I got this right. All right, back. I just wanted to make sure everything was all nifty grifty. Y'all ready? All right, let's go ahead and do it. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 6:28 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and rock out.
A lot of Black Americans come on social media and say that they are not Africans. They are Black Americans and should never be identified as Africans. And Africans do the same bullshit. They come on social media and say that they are Africans and should never be identified as Black Americans. Are you serious? Do you really think the white man see you any different from the both? Our official identity or status in America is African Americans. And majority of you that are in college, whether you're taking undergraduate program or master's program or doctorate program, will agree with me that if you write a paper about Black nationalism or slavery or African American issues and you use Black, your professor will flunk you.
Boy. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna always keep on bringing this up because there's no way of getting around it. All right, so for us to think that Blacks have only been here since Africa is absolutely absurd. Now, you know what I find fascinating? We will say that Blacks have been everywhere around planet Earth. Oh, yeah, there were Blacks in Asia before Japanese and Chinese. And There were blacks over in the Middle East before the Arabs and all this other stuff. But for some reason, we want to keep on excluding America. I don't get it. Why do we want to keep excluding here? Why do we want to keep on acting like the only form of a black person that is on this soil had to have come from the motherland? Not all of us are from Wakanda, nigga. And you know, the more I'm starting to hear that whole narrative, the more I'm like as the years, the days, the weeks, the months, and everything, as it all keeps on going by, the more and more I'm like, you're very much so one-dimensional and low level. This is very much so like, you know, it's like being that like scholar and you keep on listening to like second graders, you know what I'm saying, talk about the map of the world and Leonardo da Vinci and everything. It's like, oh, then you give a little clap. It's like, ain't that cute? Oh, that was so cute, right? But you know, like, bruh, let's just cut that out. The fact is that we have discovered that there have been creations of species of animals that weren't native to that area, land. Scientists trying to figure out how do we find fossils of this here. You want to know why? It's something called tectonic plates. I highly suggest anybody who hears my voice or will hear my voice, when it comes to people keep thinking all black people in some form of fashion, it all started in Africa. No, the narrative of once the tectonic plate switched and shifted for, I don't know, the umpteenth millionth time now. Finally, that's when it became that. Again, there were names long before Pangea. We can't keep talking about this in the sense of Africa is the only place where black people can be. But we'll say they've been in Europe. We'll say they've been in Asia. We'll say they've been everywhere. We'll say they've been in Scotland, Ireland, Greenland. We got black folks out there, Australia, all these other places that somehow never came up. They dark skin with blue eyes. But for some reason, the only place we don't want to give credit to are the black people who are native to America. I wonder that. You see? It's the only place. For some reason, everybody else can get the credit. Oh, yeah, we've been in Asia. Oh, yeah, we've been here. We've been there. But don't ever say that shit started in any form of fashion on what we would call today the west side of North America. But then we'll even go as far as to say, you know what? But yeah, there are Caribbeans in what? The southern hemisphere of America. It's crazy, but it's like we want to continuously, this one particular group, discredit Northern Black American. Get out of here, man.
Okay, I have no idea what he's talking about. I've been at three different universities, one community college. I have no idea what he's talking about when he said what he just said. He has no idea what he's talking about. First off, I think you need to understand English if you're gonna come to America. You can't even speak proper English. Like you can't even pronounce your words correctly. So that's number one. Learn the language. The second thing,
talk your shit, and not only learn the language, don't talk shit to us when we spit our nuances and our little swang and swag with the shit, and you don't get why we saying what we saying. Shut the fuck up. Learn it.
Is, again, I say this all the time. I made multiple videos on this before. I'm so sick of these tethers. And they should be sick of themselves, to be honest, to think that the identity of yourself has to do with white man. They give white people so much credit. White people is God to them. White people is really, really, really God to them. Or not even just white people, the white man. But then when they say the white man, they never identify what the white man is. It's just the white man is going to care or isn't going to care, or who's the white man. They never identify what the white man is. It's just the white man. And the thing is, your identification doesn't go under the spectrum, or not the spectrum, but your identification doesn't have to be agreed to by the imaginary white man. I don't understand why they believe this, think like this. Again, I think it's the pedestalization of that they view white people as. I don't view white people as inferior. I don't view white people as anything other than another human. But I know that my identity is what I identify as, and it's what I believe in.
No. I'm gonna help you out, bruh. I got you, bruh. It's real simple. Do you all not realize that they have found dinosaur bones in the Antarctic? So let me say that one more again for the win while you sit on that. 3, 2, 1. They have found dinosaur bones in the Antarctic. Now, usually we look and we see the descriptions and the depictions of dinosaurs as far as like reptilian. We usually associate reptilian and reptiles with warmer climates. Why? Because of scales and no fur. Then come to find out they got fur on them and they have feathers. And come to find out we actually associate dinosaurs more so closer to the relatives of birds, fowl. The closest relatives that we have today of dinosaurs are birds. And then absolutely right next to that would be the crocodile, alligator species, as well as rhinoceros. Why? Because the name says it. We say rhinoceros. You see how I said that? Rhinoceros. No, it's rhinoceros. Every time you see a rhino, you're looking at a really actual live demonstration of an herbivore version of dinosaurs. It's called a rhinoceros, not a rhinoceros. That's just us being who we are. Like, let's really learn something right now. So the fact is that when it comes to who you are, where you from, even Africans, where they are on the continent of Africa, we don't know how many times certain parts of Africa on the edges of it have shifted and molded and blended itself into that continent that wasn't there before. We don't know what that broke off from. You understand something? See, this is long before drones and social media technology and Wi-Fi. It's long before this shit. But everybody wants to talk like we so know, instead of just at least keep your mind open to the possibilities that can and could have been. Let's keep on going.
And I don't care what a white person thinks about my identity, and I don't think a white person should care what I think about their identity. Who cares? I don't think a Latino person should care what I think about their identity. Now I can have an opinion, but who cares? Nobody brings this question up or asks this question when it comes to any other race or ethnicity. But when it comes to Black Americans, from these people, and it's always tethers. You don't hear this from anybody else. You always hear this from tethers.
Well, I agree with that. Now let's think about something right now. All right, so this is something I want my people to take with you, just in case. Now I know we intelligent over here, but sometimes things kind of slip the mold, right? I have to remind myself of things. The next time you hear somebody of outside Black American, right? Non-FBA, non-native, non-indigenous Black American, because we do exist. And I'm going to pull it up and we're going to stop playing these games. I'm actually going to show footage. Or we're going to get to it. When they say that Black Americans do not have culture, I want us to think about something. I want you to think about, there are 3 key factors that derive and make what a culture is. When we go to other countries, what are the 3 main things that we do to get a good feel of their culture? I'm going to tell you what it is. We'll buy some of their garments as far as their clothing, how they dress. We'll eat their food. And we'll listen to their music and even dance to it. Clothing, food, okay? Clothing, food, and music are the three key factors. Now you got other little things, you know, that are the branches, but the main stalk, the main bark, the main core, the roots of any culture consist of food, clothing, music. You're trying to tell me that we don't have our own style of dress? You trying to tell me we don't have something called soul food? And you trying to tell me that we don't have our own form of music? Now, I know people want to say, oh, yeah, no, rap. No, it's something called rock and roll. Did you know that that's us? Did you know that? Did you know that jazz, bluegrass, blues itself? Yeah. See, again, clothing, food, music, anywhere you travel, you will go to Mexico and what? You'll get, you know what I'm saying, a burrito or taco. You'll buy a sombrero or some shit, you know, to kind of get some shakers and shit. And then you'll dance to their music. So if we have our own food, if we have our own music, and if we have our own clothing, we have a culture. Shut the fuck up about anything you talking about.
Well, the white man is going to care about your identity. We are the same when I come over to your home. Like, no, we're not the same. We're not the same at all. We don't have the same history or anything. Stop worrying about us and worry about your own.
Shout out to the doctor. Maybe they overlooked those things due to the lack of U.S. embracing those things. Dead. Doctor, as intelligent as you are, beloved, I disagree. You want to know why I disagree, doctor? It's simply because the entire world, you can't tell me. You ever heard those little Indian little jingles and you can hear the little 808 bass and that little hip hop feel into their music and Indian music? You ain't never heard or seen how Africans embrace us? You ain't seen how many Asians emulate Michael Jackson? Okay, listen, I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, the entire world copies us. So I have a hard time with, you know, the world embraces us. The world just doesn't want to give us credit for embracing us. The world embraces us, beloved. They do. They just don't want to give us credit for embracing us. You say what? I thought you been had one. Hey, nah, you been had one. Come on now, you family. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 6:43 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. I thank everybody so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Respect to the family.
We have nothing to do with you, sir. Not at all. We have nothing to do with you. So you're right. I'm not African. I'm a Black American. And it's that simple. You can't move to somewhere. You can't move somewhere and then become those people. That's not how that works. Like, just because I was born on your soil doesn't mean that I become your ethnic group. And that is exactly why Black Americans are delineated. Right now, I can say exactly why.
But not just that, brother. I'm going to give another take. See, that's why I like to play this, because I give my own little spin. It's not about we adapt and adjust to the land. It's the simple fact that we literally turn around and make it our own. Like and not only do we make it our own, we get the other locals to embrace what we have made our own on their property. Stop playing with me. So no matter where we are the one group, the one fluctuation of life that is able to adapt and adjust to no matter where we are. Just don't take us to the Antarctic, because niggas don't like cold. We like to be toasty. I'm just going to say we like to be toasty now. But somehow or another, I promise you, we would keep a cookout going all year just to be by the heat.
That's a part of the reason why we're delineating, because people have been able to tether onto us for so long. Listen to what he just said when he started the video. It was at 49 seconds.
I hear a lot of Black Americans come on social media.
Already he started off saying little Black Americans, so you're already being disingenuous and disrespectful with that.
Hold on. Rock and roll been painted as devil worship our own people. You know what? I'm gonna stay on topic. I want you to just keep an eye out. You in particular, doctor. All right. I'm gonna tag you and everything. I'm going to do a whole live about that and the history of rock and roll, the music of it. Yeah, we know all about the blues player that was standing at the fork in the road and decided to take that oath and blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to let you do that, doctor. Shout out to the family. We're going to go ahead and keep on rocking out with this, though. But it's a lot that comes with what you just said in that little small paragraph. No bullshit. The history of rock and roll and the correlation between us and how we just totally was not even seen as the originators of it, right? Is amazing. But as one who absolutely loves music and lives it, I got you. It's one of my fortes on the law.
But let's keep going.
And say that they are not Africans, they are Black Americans and should never be identified as Africans. And Africans do the same bullshit. They come on social media and say that they are Africans and should never be identified as Black Americans. Are you serious?
They're right. If an African comes over to America and say, I am not a Black American, I'm an African, they're correct. So yeah, they're serious because they're being truthful. An African is not a Black American. A Black American is not an African. So yes, they're being truthful and honest. But and again, you have people with, again, low IQ.
Hey, look, when I first heard it, I said the same thing, Quaff. I said the same thing, my G. You already know. Yeah, this shit dope as shit. Keep on listening.
They don't know anything. They don't know any better. They can barely speak English. He should probably go back to his dirty, dilapidated country.
Person will flunk you. You know why? Because that is not a formal or official identity used for African American. Many Africans are married to Black American women, even have kids by them. Even Black American women travel to Africa to get married to Africans. And you are going to come with this identity crisis, race war that that you're this, you're not this, you're Africans, you're not Black Americans, you're Black Americans, you don't even know how you sound.
No, I don't think you don't know how you sound. I don't think
facts.
I think you know how you sound. Actually, first of all, Black American women ain't running over to Africa to get married. That's not happening. Do you have some Black American women who go to Africa and just so happen to get married? Sure.
No. We're not even gonna play these games. Most chicks that deal with most chicks that are Black American, one of us, most chicks and sisters that's one of us, my own, they usually find you niggas when you over here. We don't go over there looking for y'all. We find y'all over here. Oh, you from Sierra Leone? Oh, you from Tanzania? Oh, you from Kenya? Oh, you from Cameroon? Oh, you from Grenada? Oh, you from Ghana? That's right. That's how that go. We don't go like let's be for real. We're not gonna play these games. See, these are all of the little bullshit. See, you gotta pay attention. Don't keep letting them try to slide the little slick shit over. Don't let them sound smooth and impressionable and like real passionate, but for some reason it's bullshit. Don't let them slide it past you. I'm gonna crack it all down. We're gonna walk it down. Let's go.
Sure. Do you have Black American men that do that? Sure. But stop acting like it's just this like crazy crisis going on where it's just masses of Black American women running over to Africa to get married. No, most Black American women are dating and marrying Black American.
Well, my man say, but unless you are a passport, bro, they are either tricking. Okay, but hold on. Wait. Type this in for me. Out of the tricking or being a wife, what would you say the majority is that they are over there? And what would you say is the majority as to what us brothers, you know what I'm saying, my brothers go over there for? So let's just keep that all the way 1,000 while. All right, because last time I checked, Ain't nobody really going over there. That whole we going over there to build businesses and you know what I'm saying, find wives. Bullshit. And we just gonna cut that fuck shit. We just gonna cut it out. That's my one F-bomb out of 3 for the night. Y'all make sure y'all keep up with my tab. All right. I spent one. I can't. Real talk though. I got 2 more for the night. But listen though, real talk though. Nah. Them niggas go over there for them hoes. They go over there for the $40 hoes. I got proof of that shit. We ain't even gonna play them games. Let's go.
American men and procreating with Black American men. The majority of us are not procreating with you, nor dating you, nor marrying y'all. You have some, sure, but not the majority. It's not some crazy crisis going on.
You all don't even know how you all sound.
You all don't even know how you all sound. You like, come on, man.
You all sound stupid.
Stupid. Stupid.
White people. That's how you.
What do you say? Hold on, let me go back.
You all sound stupid to the white people.
Yeah, he said, so apparently shoes and stupid go hand in hand. All right, because it's stupid. You gotta say it right. Don't mispronounce it. All right, it's stupid. It's not stupid. It's right. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. Right, exactly. Now, mind you, although he spelled it that way, the T is silent. The T is silent, okay? And it should have an apostrophe. It's an apostrophe. The T is silent. Stupid, okay? All right? Let's just go ahead and go. Since they want to go out on my peoples all the time, God damn it, we got that smoke for you too, nigga. Stop playing with me.
You all sound.
He don't even understand that he sounds stupid. So his entire ideology is through the lens of whatever white people are going to say. This is what we talk about when we talk about the effects, the historical effects of white supremacy, because what it does is it puts people. Don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. Just say it in unison. Stupid. In a mind state to think that they are less than. It puts people. This is why I always speak on this victim mentality thing, where people have created this narrative to where they feel as though they can't do anything, they can't operate in any type of way, they can't move around, they can't exist, they can't be successful, they can't go to work, they can't get a job, they can't get a car, they can't get an education, they can't do anything, and they can't identify themselves, they can't have a sense of self, a sense of livelihood, a sense of personal I guess even self-love, unless white. No, listen. All right, we got to know. All right, so love, all right, self-love comes from knowing yourself. If you're talking to a group in a generation and generation and generation and generation after generation of people who never learned themselves because of the colonization and everything that they have been through now, I mean, I'm going to pay homage to the fact that the oppression and the, just everything, the slavery, the brutality, all of that, I'm not going to take away from that. But like, I mean, okay, not moving past that part, right? Since they want to slide over all of our shit. Look, the fact is that they don't know themselves. You see, that's why they still worship white Jesus. And it is what it is. So we're not even going to play these games. How you over there? Look, you can say anything you want about my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Wearing weave or wig or even makeup. But on a very, very high level, over there in Africa, oh man, them women be bleaching themselves. They want to look like the white woman. So you can say anything you want about my own. How you talking shit about us, but you got all the riches in the world, and most of y'all don't even have a black leadership in presidency or magistrate. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Stop talking shit about my people. People say so. This is what the effects have done to people like this. And he's not even American. He's an African. And this is the mindset that he has. And this is the mindset of a lot of tethers. They pedestalize these people. And that is the problem. I don't pedestalize nobody. I look at everybody as the same. Although I have my preferences, I look at everybody as the same as far as equal. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to situations like this, as a grown man, why you want to be a professional victim and say, well, what's about the white people and what's that going to think? Who cares? What if I said, what about the Latin people? You wouldn't bring that up because you don't pedestalize them. You pedestalize white people. White people are God to you. And that becomes the problem. I don't look at life throughout like that. Nobody's stopping me from doing nothing. I can do whatever the hell damn I want to do. I'm 27 years old and I've lived damn near all over the country. The only place that I have not lived in America is the West Coast, but I've been to the West Coast multiple times. Nobody's stopping me from doing anything that I want to do. I'm not, this skin color right here is not a handicap. And I think a lot of people struggle to understand that. I'm not saying that things, I'm not saying that there's not forms of a system that's still racist. I'm not saying that there aren't forms of companies and banks and things like that that can discriminate or be, you know, anti-black towards people. I'm not saying those things don't exist because they absolutely do exist. The point that I'm making is that doesn't stop you from being and making a way. And unfortunately, it is what it is. But how are you going to overcome it? How are you going to overcome it? How are you going to get past that? And that's always my mentality. I don't pedestalize these people, man. These people are not God to me. I'm a man and I can figure things out as a man. You go out there and figure it out. You don't sit around all day complaining and crying. And I'm a victim. And people is doing something to me. You're not doing nothing. You're lazy. You're a bum. You don't want to get up. You don't want to get up and go out there and put in the work. That's why you're poor. White people aren't the reason why you're poor. Nobody's the reason why you're poor but you. It ain't white people. It ain't black people. It's you. You're the reason why you're poor. You're the reason why you're uneducated. You're the reason why you're lazy. You're the reason why you're fat. You got women on the internet talking about we're fat. Black women are fat because we have different bone structure and we fat because of white people. It was a woman who made a video saying that. So it's the white person's fault that you're smashing your hole in your face with burgers and pizza and fries. That's the white man's fault. Stop it. That's nobody's fault but your own. And don't throw black women under the bus by saying they're just naturally big. No, black women are not naturally big. That's a lie. Go look at black women from the 1950s, the 1940s, the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s. Tell me if the black women in that generation were fat and just obese. No, they weren't. They weren't. The problem is a lot of you people are lazy. You men are lazy. You men don't want to get up and go to work. You men don't want to do anything. You're lazy bums who think that you deserve something because you're older or think that you deserve something because you exist. That's not how life works.
Shit. All right. Damn it, man. See, this is the part where you get me caught up. All right. So, not because older, because of how society is molded and shifted damn near all of us. Look, I can talk endless about how in my face, the young bloods, I don't call them YNs, all right? I got more respect. Right, my young bloods, oh my goodness gracious, the work ethic and lack, or should I say lack thereof, is out of this world. The lack of self-awareness, discernment, everything out of this world. And the reason why I say it's out of this world, because I only say to myself, I go back and I'm like, bruh, y'all in y'all what, early, mid-20s? I was way more sharper than this when I was 16. I don't think y'all get how far advanced, like, I was 16 years old listening to like the Dramatics and Isley Brothers, bro. Stop playing with me. Like, I was 16 years old and I was studying books like the 48 Laws of Power and shit. I was studying shit like, you know what I'm saying, Genghis Khan and all kinds of, I was looking up African rulers and the tyranny. I was looking up all kinds of stuff at the age of like 16, man. So when I hear the level that most of the young bloods is on now, I'm like, you don't understand why I look at it like y'all so far behind. Man, I've been there. Like I've been there for decades now, decades among decades. All right, so I've been on planet Earth for 4 decades and some change at 42. So that's 4 decades and some pennies. Cool beans. At least by like within the first and a half of my decades on planet Earth, I already got it. I was already on a spiritual tone, recognizing the significance in life, like recognizing, nah, that's not just a dog or a cat or an ant or a spider. Like that's life. I know. See, a lot of us ain't there. Like a lot of us ain't there. Like waking up and being like 12 years old and I'm actually taking down notes and I'm journaling about my dream that I had the night before, and I'm trying to like analyze that shit. Ain't nobody teach me or tell me nothing about that. I just got good ass parents that is making sure that, you know, I'm well taken care of and everything's paid for and I got dinner and, you know, my homework is turned in. But all of this was like a side piece of me ever since I've been, man, as far back as I can remember. Always been one of them young bloods that like the older heads, like the OGs, they always attracted to like me because in particular, because I just got it way earlier and like it fascinated them. And you know what fascinated them more than anything? The moments and the sparks here and there where I would say something and I'll drop gems on them. And they twice my age. They twice my age. So I be getting stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and keep on rocking up.
Fellas, you got to go out there and get it. Stop complaining all day and crying and pedestalizing another man because you want to be a weak.
And don't mind me, y'all. I just went on a little back in the day, little tangent. You know what I'm saying? I just went on a little rant real quick. So my bad. I didn't mean to get too far off topic. I'm trying my best to stay on topic, but your boy stay high and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and keep on rocking out.
Weak, delusional beta male. That's your problem. That's nobody else's problem. That's not anybody's fault but your own. Let's keep going.
That's how you are sound. There are 2 generations of African Americans in America. The first generations are those who were actually harvested in Africa, where the white Caucasians went to Africa, harvested Africans, and brought them to America and the Caribbeans as slaves. The second generations of African Americans are those who came willingly, and I belong in that generation. Those who come willingly and they have to go through hell, like a lot of they go through to get a visa to come to America. And we come here and we're tearing each other apart, fighting over identity crises. No, it don't make no sense. We better get it together.
I wonder, do you bring this exact same logic up with all the tribal warfare that's going on in Africa, sir? I bet you don't bring this logic up then. I bet you don't bring.
I really be wondering that. You know, I wonder when I hear how Africans will say, we came over here and we were able to come from nothing and make something out of your country. And then I just say to myself, well, if you're so good at that, how come all of you all as a collective haven't just rallied up together and did that shit over back in Africa? But see, I'm wrong for saying that. I'm wrong for saying that. But I'm not, though. But I'm not, and I don't give a shit. I said it, and okay, all right, right? Okay, boom. Why is it that you are able to be so successful here, but not in, you want to know why? This is the answer. Because you know that there are opportunities afforded to you here that is not afforded to you back where you're from. Now, who paved the way for those opportunities to light the road in which you hold the torch to now while you're walking? So you're walking down a dark cave and you see his torches lit. Who lit the torches? Listen. Really people like that, right? Who lit those torches? Huh? What you think they just lit themselves by themselves? Or do you think that it was a group and a collective of individuals in a unification of something that allowed for that dark tunnel that you now walk through, and you're able to find whatever that you're able to find throughout our tombs? And when you come across our coffins, when you come across our mummies, we got mummies. Yeah, we got ancient relics. We have that here. So when you come across it, who do you think made sure that you were able to see that that exists one day? Because you know what? If it wasn't for the hard work that we put in to make sure that you see that shit, it probably would have been erased, because we all know that history is what? His story. So if we did not make sure that our story was put out there, if we didn't make sure that that the work was done so that we're not erased in the book of life, like, stop playing with me. So as you walk and you keep on picking up torch after torch, you keep on come across artifact after artifact, and you just don't recognize how every last one of these little puzzle pieces and these cookie crumbs and trails that you come to before you even get to the big ass gingerbread house that all of you throughout anywhere on planet Earth who now comes here can eat off because of the Black American, the indigenous Black American. That's right. Because when we even talk about Native American tribes, yeah, we're going to get to that. So all this African shit, I'm going to show y'all something in a second. Let's get to it.
This up, then I bet you don't got no video on your page talking about the tribalism going on in Africa. These people never talk about these things. Y'all notice that? They always talking about American things, and they're so focused on America, but they never talk about the tribal warfare. They never talk about the reason why they left their homeland. Think about that. These people love to be so, they first of all, they either come to America and they hate America, right? So they hate the greatest country in the world, or they come to America and they become super, super, super patriotic. One thing that all these people have in common, though, all these immigrants, and this isn't just African immigrants, this is immigrants across the board. I don't give a damn if they're from China. I don't care where they're from. When they come over to America and they either really, really hate this country or really, really, really love this country, right? They become super patriotic or super anti-American, communist type of vibe. One thing they all have in common is they come from a shithole in different forms. And just because you got some type of structure and economy there doesn't mean that it ain't a shithole. That's one thing that all these people have in common. They came over to America for a reason, because their country is inferior. So they have to make a decision. Do I come to America and be real patriotic so I can appease to the white people and get the white money? Okay, cool. So all I got to do is just shit on black people all day, become a conservative? Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Or I can come to America and really, really hate America and shit on black people all day for having an identity crisis. All I got to do is shit on.
Look, let's just cut the shit. We're going to get to it right now. So again, right, we want to say that the Black Americans don't have a culture. All right. I'm a, you know, we just a little bit, okay? All right, so hold on. So we are going to look at something right now, okay? Now, I want us to remember something. For some reason, when it comes to the depiction of Native Americans, like, let's go back to, you know, the Pocahontas, you know, and all of that, right? Okay, cool beans. So let's go ahead and let's look at something. Now I want to go ahead and go back to this. Hold on. I'm going ahead and making sure that I have all of my notes in order. I want to have them in order. Okay? Because we're going to cut the, like, y'all just get on my nerves with it. So now let's go ahead and go. Y'all ready? Let's do this. Let's go to history. All right. I got a couple. All right. So we're gonna start off right here. All right. We're gonna start off right here. All right. So when it comes to how Native Americans looked over here, you see that? See, the thing is that I'm trying to show you something. All right. I got aunts. My grandmother has that texture of hair, those type of facial features. My actual grandmother. Look at that right there. That don't look like one of our aunts. We're gonna keep playing these games. Listen. Again, right? Black Native American. Black Native American. All right. Indigenous, whatever you want to say. Right? Dark. Look at that right there. That don't look like your niece, your nephew, and your cousin. We're gonna keep playing these games. All right. Let's keep on going. Like real talk though. All right. So hold on. We ain't done. No. Hold on. Cause see, we ain't done. Now we're gonna go here. Watch this. Here we go. Okay. Watch this right here. Hold on. All right. So now I'm pulling up this right here. Let's look at this. Okay. So again, we keep talking about if you're black, you have to be from Africa. No, not true. We come from everywhere, including here.
Who are the ancestors of African Americans? Well, most African Americans believe that the majority of their DNA has roots in Africa, while the remaining has roots in Native American tribes and Europe. This is often backed by genetic studies that reveal that African Americans have 73.2% African DNA, 24% European DNA, and 0.8% Native American DNA. This makes everyone believe that they are majorly descendants of black slaves. But what if we tell you that it's wrong? You have been intentionally told so. In fact, studies reveal that about 98% of African Americans have Native American roots. So,
hold on. Let's look at that little girl again. Look at that. They won't show you that black people from here look like that. They won't show you that. Through movies, Disney, everything. Pocahontas, you name it. What if I told you that's Pocahontas? It's not. But I'm just saying. Why isn't that the depiction? Just as much as why do they keep on trying to convince us that Egypt is not in Africa? Why do they keep on trying to convince us that somehow or another, the movie, what is that? Egyptian gods or something? Gods of Egypt. And you got the same dude who played the head captain in 300, right? The man who played the main character in 300, which is a Roman movie, was the same character who could get the role to play in Gods of Egypt. Stop playing with me. How they keep on trying to erase.
That's why. Who are the ancestors of African Americans?
See, they keep on trying to erase you.
Well, most African Americans believe that the majority of their DNA has roots in Africa, while the remaining has roots in Native American tribes and Europe. This is often backed by genetic studies that reveal that African Americans have 73.2% African DNA, 24% European DNA, and 0.8% Native American DNA. This makes everyone believe that they are majorly descendants of black slaves. But what if we tell you that it's wrong? You have been intentionally told so. In fact, studies reveal that about 98% of African Americans have Native American roots. So, why were you lied to and what do they want to hide? Who are the ancestors?
Yeah. Why were we lied to and what do they want to hide? And we're going to keep going through this. We're going to go through this just a little bit more. Hold on now. Hold on. Let's.
Why do some Native Americans look black? Some Native Americans look like us because many of them are black. Tribes like the Yamasee, Washita, and Blackfoot had Afro features, braided.
Yeah. Don't that look like Megan Good? Stop playing with me. I mean, real talk though.
Hair and dark skin. Early explorers wrote about black Indians with African traits.
Stop playing with me.
Many enslaved Africans escaped and merged with native tribes.
Stop playing with me.
And DNA shows connections between African Americans and Southeastern Native groups.
Stop playing with me.
So no, your grandma wasn't just making it up. You might actually be indigenous and African.
Stop playing with me. Seriously. So we're going to keep on playing these games? We're going to keep on acting like the only place on planet Earth that somebody who shares my skin tone and my features has to come from the motherland? No. Is it a disrespect or disregard to those who are from the motherland? No. But it's to make sure that we recognize, bruh, we come from all over. All over. How do we keep on recognizing that black people come from everywhere on planet Earth, but we want to, we're going to cut it off and hit the brakes in North America? Somehow or another, that's the only group that ain't come from nowhere, and we don't know shit. We don't know where we come from. Stop playing with me. I got my grandfather's obituary. I know the tribes in which I came from and everything. I know my mother's side and father's side. Generations amongst generations. All right. The furthest outside of where we extend to is Cuba. That's my father's side. My mother's side, all here. That's why this hair is so thick. That's why the cheekbones are so high. That's why the energy and the voltage is on 1,000 plus. That's right, indigenous rating in this bitch. Stop playing with me.
Why do some...
Like, really? So let's go ahead and get it. Yeah, we got one more. Let's go ahead and listen to my minds real quick. And I know everybody said don't play right. Look, we're going to play it. They shut us down and shut us down. Let's go. Let's listen. Now, again, do some of us come from Africa? Yes. Yes, we will not ignore that. But if once upon a time the entire world was Pangea, and if Pangea was not even Pangea because it was many other names before that, and if we know that the tectonic plates continuously shift, do you know what the prediction for North America has been for the longest? I don't know if anybody is hip to this. The prediction is at some point, California is going to break off as an island. Florida is going to flood. It's going to be submerged. It's going to become Atlantis. And the East Coast and up north is going to freeze. I know I'm not the only one that's heard that, unless I'm the only one that's been paying attention. Did you know that has been a prediction for decades now? Ever since we thought Y2K was going to happen, ever since we thought 2012 and the movie that came out about it, you realize that was about that prediction, right? You do realize that, right? For a long time, NASA, the scientists, all of that, they had this prediction that California, the West Coast, would break off, become its own separate island. Florida, the South, was going to flood, in the North and the East Coast was going to freeze over. Now let's listen.
The Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV.
Let's go.
I believe it may have happened, maybe people were brought over as slaves, but I don't think that the black people in America came from Africa on slave ships. I believe the people that were here were slowly conquered. First, they got the East Coast, and then they started spreading out west, little by little conquering. And when you conquer a tribe, what do? You enslave them. They're POWs. Right?
Okay.
That's what you do. So after you conquer this tribe, you make them slaves. Now, how do you conquer the natives here? So let's say you got this tribe is warring against this tribe. Well, this tribe goes talk to the white man. White man says, yo, if you help me wipe out these people, then boom, I'll help you.
Y'all do know that these are depictions of not Africans, right? Y'all do know that these are portraits and depictions of those who were on this land. Yeah, wherever you are, where are you? Atlanta, Cali, Philly, Idaho, Maryland, DC, New York. Where you at? Florida? Where you at? Texas? Shout it out. Detroit, Omaha, Oklahoma. Do we got to keep on going? Idaho. Where you at? Arkansas. Where you at? All of these pictures are the people who encompass this very land back then.
With whatever. So they get together and they wipe out this other tribe. Now, guess what? The white man now outnumbers this.
Now, y'all know who that is, right? That's my man from the first Mortal Kombat movie that was fighting Sonya in the sand. Yeah. He was vicious back in the day with the martial arts.
Tribe. So he wipes them out. You just kill two birds with one stone. You just keep moving like that. We were the natives. We were not brought here on slave ships. That's not economically sound. Just
what do you mean?
Sense. So when Christopher Columbus got here, Christopher Columbus got to the Caribbean, according to a primary source,
right?
They basically said the first thing he did was take slaves. He didn't bring slaves. He took slaves from the island. He captured people. So when you have colonization,
and that is something that I've heard, but not in that form. But I did hear that when he arrived and he encountered people who were already here, and that's how they looked. They don't want you to see this picture. Right? This right here. Hold on. They don't want you to see Native Americans look like your uncle, my father, your son, your best friend, your co-worker, your neighbor. It look like us. It look like your sisters. It look like your aunts, your grandmothers, features and skin tone. It was us. Monacan, Pamunkey, Blackfoot, you name it. So many tribes. You have no idea how many states and everything is named after tribes that look like us, and we don't get the credit.
You got to remember, the United States was only built 13 colonies at first, right? You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African being that has come here since the beginning of the Mali Empire. We're talking about 14th, 13th century. We had already come here from Africa.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had already come here.
To the United States.
Now, those are those who came here from Africa because there is proof of being able to sail in technology. So being able to sail and having the technology, that has already been proven. Now, again, if we absolutely will believe that they just came here and no one was here when they got here, sadly mistaken. Now, what I want us to tell me is this: is there any record of any blacks when they came here? So we have all this record of everything that they had when coming here. Is there any record of them encountering white people? Is there any record of them encountering the pale face, the blue-eyed blonde hair. You see where we just stopped? You see where we just took a pause? Is there any record of that? No. You want to know why they never speak about, even if they say the Africans who came here and then settled? You don't never hear no stories about how they came here and settled and had to mix and migrate and got taken over by the white people who already owned the land. Think about it. Just think about it. Not to convince you, just to get your brain juices flowing. Let's roll.
States or to
this landmass we call the United States. So the way the ocean current works is it works from Africa, leaves out of West Africa, comes to South America and the Caribbean. That's just how the currents go. You don't need no paddle boat or nothing. It'll just, the currents will just take you there, and then you travel up. But we had already been here. All you got to do is look up the story of Sarah Rector. Sarah Rector is a wealthy so-called Native American.
So if I showed you that picture right there and I said, is that a Native American or is that a black slave from the slavery days? What would you tell me? Yeah. Basically.
I think she was Choctaw tribe or one of these tribes, but she was wealthy and she wanted a VI pass to go somewhere. And they had her classified as a free person. Why don't we know about the wealthy so-called black people in America?
Why? Now watch this. They would even have you to believe that shit only happened during Black Wall Street. No. Long before Black Wall Street. Long before it. We have been erased from the history of the books many times over. I'm trying to figure out why we keep letting it happen. And now I see us at the point where we are eliminating ourselves from the books because we are losing all form of unity, sense of family, coordination. You know, the elders don't get along with the youth can't stand the elders. So I now see us doing our own self-deletion. But once upon a time, there really was a system in place against us. Look at this shit. Black, native, indigenous Americans. My grandfather was born in 1920. I got a picture of him in my bedroom. He's 85% Native American / indigenous American from an actual tribe. And I resemble him. Not all of us from DNA, genetic code and everything. Not all of us are from Africa. Let's keep going.
Why don't we know that there were black slave owners in America? Why is that not taught? Why is it not taught?
How many black slave owners were there?
Man, the natives here had slaves. They were trading.
Yep. And they were trading with white people. Does that mean we was effed up? No. It just means that we was living in the times in which we were living in. Bruh, if like, you know, like right now, like, you know, selling weed is a big thing. You know, selling shoes and clothes is a big thing. You know, so it's like during that time, selling black slaves was a thing. And a lot of stuff they don't want to say is that we were selling our own. But you want to know why I think that they really don't want to say it? Is because if we really highlighted how much of us were doing that, I think it would eventually, the aspect of us actually owning and doing the damn thing, even if we were selling our own, that would shine through more than anything else. I don't know if anybody got that, but let's keep on going.
Slaves with the so-called white man.
Well, they definitely did that. Natives
Okay.
enslaved people of other tribes.
Right. So if those people are us, the so-called black man, if those natives were us, then we have to tell that history and say how we did have territories and we did, carry out commerce, and we weren't slaves. We were slave owners.
Right, but the majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
that's
not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound? Like there were slave ships, right?
All right, let's say you wanted to have, you wanted to sell marijuana.
Right.
Would you import marijuana? Would you grow it here if it's already here?
Well, it depends on whether or not grew here.
Well, can you grow here?
You can, but
Okay.
we're just talking about, like, what if we're talking about something that you can't grow here?
So what I'm saying is, people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on a boat when we know that half of your stock is gonna die?
Bingo. Hello.
Couldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story.
But I'm still confused. There's a great history of slave ships being brought over from Africa with Africans that became slaves and worked in the South. Do you think that's lies?
History is his story.
Right.
What about my story? Is my story not valid?
But if you do 23andMe on someone from these parts of the country, you'll find out that
23andMe.
Well, that's real.
So
what is 23andMe?
So when I take a 23andMe test, right?
Yes.
What's it going to tell me about Africa?
That's a good question. We should find out.
It's probably
We
going to
should take
say,
one.
"Oh, you're from Kenya, or you're from Angola, you're from this, right?"
Right.
These things, these borders were created by Europe.
In terms, yes,
right.
In terms of like what parts of Africa and how it's distributed and what's a country and what's not a country.
Yeah,
right.
these
by
names,
the Afrikaners and Dutch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't classify me based upon a European name.
I understand that, but they're saying geographically, geographic location, you can call it whatever name you want.
Right.
They can tell you where your genetics originated. Like
Right.
I've got some weird shit in me. I got like 1% Asian. I don't know why it's there. 1.6% African.
Okay.
There's also weird stuff that you find in your.
Now, okay, all right, cool. So you find out it's a whole bunch of weird shit all in you, but the thing is this: a lot of us have all of this talk about where I'm from, who I am. This is my lineage and everything else. And then come to find out, it's a whole nother sector of everything about your life you never knew. It's so much. Let's see, the thing is this, right? How many times have we noticed that even in school, right? Even just throughout our years of being in grade school, that they had to rewrite the history books, right? So they've continuously had to rewrite history books. Okay. Continuously, they, you know what I'm saying, have had to adjust certain things that they thought they knew about certain foods, certain animals, everything. And to land it, my point is, if we have heard time and time again that all these other things in life have had to been shifted, and adjusted as far as like, how it's put out there to the public, the corrections that had to been made biblically, scientifically, right? Economically, food, health, benefit wise, it's not a category I can't think of that continuously throughout time, the more and the longer that humans are here, that hasn't had to be adjusted, or we just found out this, we just found out that. So to land it in a nutshell, I thank you all for tuning in. And I thank you all for keeping your mind in a very much so humble state. Much respect to the family. Y'all know what it is.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
I'ma get mine. Get yours, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. Today gon' be a good day. Jack gon' keep it playing from the Genesis. As I'm blowing dope, being broke, my only nemesis. Remember when it wasn't all good, I used to reminisce. Felt like I was going through hell with no deliverance. Niggas throwing salt in the game, condone the ignorance. But when it's really in you, not on you, we know the difference. Nigga ain't no willing and dealing, we really killing shit. My brother passed a shooter like Luka, he gave me 10 assists. Nigga, I was Dennis before you knew what a menace is. Now I just spread love to these bitches, ho, I'm a feminist. Way they running back to the dick, they think they Emmitt Smith. No real player gon' break it, that shit be imminent. Yeah. Nigga, we was trapping out the tenement. Niggas ain't hard, they just loud, them niggas impotent. And in it for the glory, my life story is intricate. Don't crash out for the money and watch the niggas you get it with. I say it all, cause I'm past the point that I'ma play with y'all. And as the president, I'ma have to revoke your player call. Don't think the nigga ever was real, and he gon' stay a fraud. Don't think a nigga bluffing is not nothing to break them all. Saquon, ho, it's not nothing to shake them all. With no street clothes in my bed, ho, better take them all. Just get that cheese, breaking that bread, and I can stay involved. Wanna look sweet in my side seat, got to pay the cost.
Dope and cheese, I'm smoking G's. While I was scaling dope and weed, y'all been yelling broken knees. You gon' do it, baby, do it, gotta hold and squeeze. For real, it's cold out here, one of you hoes gon' freeze. Rob the reverend, call the blessing, hold your nose, don't sneeze. Poop, nigga. Oops, nigga. Pull up in that big shit like I'm too big for that coupe, nigga. Too legit to quit, no, I'm just too legit for you, nigga. Twin Towers feel the power when we speaking, nigga. Coke like I was in the Ghost with Tommy Egan, nigga. If your bitch looks suspicious, she probably creeping, nigga. If you heard the shit before, it's probably me, nigga. Don't ask me about no money, I'ma tell you, let me hold something. 60K and Debbie walking around like I don't owe nothing. So-and-so got shot up, I just act like I don't know nothing. I call love, but we make a hit and it's a home run. Clean up in the kitchen, we can't have no dirty dishes, cause it's roaches outside and we cooking if they don't sniff it. Took a shot in the dark, I just went for this shit. Why I aim for the stars, go forward and get nothing. Somewhere there's a young nigga on the same thing. Suggested advice, I tell him do better. Baby mom pregnant, I was turning 18. Ain't even focus my mind to getting cheddar. So I quit this rap shit, quit chasing my dreams. Fuck it, get money off of hoes and the fiends. Fuck it, get money, then turn around, blow it. If I was my plug, man, I wouldn't even throw it. Maybe I would get money, you know it. Really had the city for some summers with the lows, yeah. Going down the wrong way, niggas getting smoked, yeah. I ain't even tell you about the times I was broke, yeah.